Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you another sponsored show match here. I hope that you are enjoying some of these kind of in-between tournament casts that I'm doing. We did finish up 9 full weeks of the Race Survival series, and that was absolutely fantastic. A bunch of the best pros in the world battling it out, including these two that are in this show match that I've hosted here. But yeah, while we kind of wait for the next bigger tournament to come along, definitely going to be doing a few of these show matches. So yeah, leave me a little comment how you like them, and get some more different variety in here pretty soon as well. Anyways, this is a best of 5 between Scan and Mighty. Mighty, he's someone I have casted a ton of on this channel, and he is, I guess, the best player who hasn't made it into ASL yet. It's actually kind of a crime that he hasn't made it in. In fact, I think he's actually significantly better than a few of the players that did make it into, for instance, Season 13 of ASL. But, you know, those brackets are ridiculous. He's still getting used to being pro gamer level, I guess, and being able to perform under that pressure. So I think it's like a given in the next year we will see Mighty bust into that higher echelon of pro tournaments. But anyways, going up against Scan, who, of course, came very, very close in ASL Season 13. Got to the finals twice, losing 1-2 both times against some amazing players as well. But didn't make it in this season either. So, you know, on paper, it looks like a pretty close match, I would say. I think Mighty may be favored just slightly, right? Like, they're very close in level, but I don't know. I just kind of... I think Scan is a little bit better at, like, the TVZ matchup, for instance. But he plays a mean TVP, so let's see. I think it's gonna... Yeah, it should be a close series, regardless. Now, it is cross-spawn Nexus first. Just love to see it, right? This is something that is generally considered not punishable by Terran. We'll see what the scouting order will be from Scan here. He goes ahead and throws down his factory. This is an extremely fast factory. 226. That's about 10 seconds quicker than you normally see, and he got that all through mineral boosting. He didn't really cut anything out of his build order here, so fantastically done. The probe is going to pop up, and here's the thing, right? Like, first off, it's very far to go cross-map as opposed to close spawns. And second, a lot of Terran players do an end scout where, like, for instance, it's most likely that Scan will scout here and then go to the top left. And the reason you do that is because if they go Nexus first in either of those spawns, you can punish. It's, like, so close, and you get there quickly enough that you can alter your build order completely and just kind of go and attack your opponent. You know, when it's cross, though, like, you kind of have already sealed your build order deal that you're going to go for an expand. But we see Scan actually scouting in just the clockwise pattern. So he is going to skip that end scout, and that's going to do well for him because he's going to find out exactly what's going on here, but it looks like he's ready for his command center already. So he's already kind of precluded himself from busting the Nexus. That doesn't mean he can't try to harass it a little bit. He gets here, sees Nexus first, comes in, sees double gateway. This has been pretty popular lately to see double gate, no range, get a few goons out quickly. And one thing to mention is that no zealots were made. So this is, like, in many ways, best case scenario for Mighty. The only way that it can get better and more greedy than this is if it's only a 1-gate expansion. Anyways, we have the Vulture getting down here. 1 goon is out. Looks like he's going to chase down this probe. By the way, I forget, I think I didn't say what the map was, but it is Allegro. Really solid map in the pro scene right now. Okay, we have speed on the way. Okay, so the norm in this situation is to go mines. And what you do is you lay the mines around, and it just kind of delays Protoss from coming out. They have to get into observers. It makes things like DTs a bad choice. But here, Scan is going for speed. So what he's going to be trying to do here is just catch Mighty off guard and just run in and kill a bunch of probes. So see the Vultures going over to the side? Ooh, 1 Dragoon's coming up. If he sees the Vultures coming into the side like this, he's going to be wondering, Yeah, the 2 vultures passed that dragoon. Not sure if he actually saw that, though. It looks like he's just kind of scouting up here for now. Speed is about to finish. We're going to have to see if he can get in. It's going to be huge if he can. Oh, man, here we go. Vultures running down towards that gnat. Oh, he made a pylon wall. He's 3 goons standing there. Okay, well, not going to get any harassment done there, unfortunately. Observatory on the way. Citadel as well. The Citadel makes me think that he's going to rush into Arbiters off 2 base. Looking over at Scan's base. That is a very fast armory. Getting mines as well, which is exactly what you would expect to see. So he's got a little bit of map control. Can lay mines over at the expansions. Keep tabs on what's going on. And all that good stuff. Probe going up to the 3rd base. Wow, that's very fast. But Scan's going to catch it. So that's a big deal right there, is to deny this Nexus. Okay, so now he knows what Mighty wants to do. He knows Mighty wants to take a 3rd base right now. So he can kind of block that probe from coming in again, lay a few mines. It would be great to see like a mine or 2 in between here, maybe a mine here, maybe a mine here. Those are the types of locations that you really do want it. Sends the vultures back for repair. Very good move as well. Siege tanks on the way. Going to have to start that starport relatively soon. And now the goon's starting to come out. He does have an observer. And this is where it can get a little bit scary, right? This is a lot of dragoons that have been fielded. And he has no siege mode, I believe, and like 1 siege tank. So there's definitely potential here for Mighty to do some damage. Yeah, that's siege mode. It just got started. So this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be hairy. He's going to have to repair this bunker a lot. I think Mighty has real potential for damage here. A little bit sloppy, getting his Dragoon under fire so quickly, but he just wants to get that bunker down. Oh my god, the Vultures come in for a flank. Mighty, maybe with a bit of miscontrol here, Scan. Doing a good job with the hold so far. Very impressive that he got that bunker saved. Let's take a look in Mighty's base. Yeah, Templar Archives as well as Stargate. Looks like Arbiter Tribunal going to be coming down. Mines are laid all over the place. Looks like he had to do a full wall to make sure Vultures didn't come in as well. Oh, the goons jump inside on top of some of these siege tanks. Just a slight punish. 5 goons remain out of the original 7 that came down. 2 siege tanks got picked off, and he lost most of his Vultures. So I still think that this was good overall for Mighty, and he definitely, in my opinion, he has a bit of a lead here for sure. Right, like he got that Nexus first. His probe count is amazing. His tech is really, really solid. His unit count is fine. He's going to get this 3rd Nexus. It did get slowed down quite a bit by Scan, so that's definitely a nice thing. And the other thing that's very nice for Scan is the speed of this upgrade. But the attack came and kind of slowed him down from getting a starport on time. So that's going to be just slightly slow here. That means the 2-1 upgrades will be a little bit slower starting out. Now some more gates on the way. Forge coming up as well. And yeah, this game is really looking like it's just going to kind of stabilize for now. You see Scan continuing forward with his upgrades, adding a couple more factories. I think the reason for this is not for any sort of timing attack or anything, but more because he's playing against a Nexus first opener. So to go up to 5 factory, 2-1, and then take a 3rd base is going to be a lot safer because Mighty actually can get a rather large army rather quickly. As you can see, already up 100 supply, up about 30 supply right now. Because that Nexus First does give you just such a boost, and you have to compensate for that by making those extra units. The Vultures still have some great scouting out on the map. We see a lot of those mines are finally being cleared up by Mighty. Probes being transferred up to this 3rd. Just constant production for Scan over in his base. Oh, some nice catches on the probes there. 2 kills. 3 kills. Yeah, definitely better than nothing. Anything you can pick off right now, very, very impactful. Well, I wouldn't say very, very impactful, but this is still the time where harassment really does count. Whereas, you know, when Mighty's up at 4 and 5 bases and has 66 to 70 probes and, you know, he's starting to bank, you kill it with 3 probes, it's like, it's not bad, but not as helpful. All right, we have those 2-1 upgrades coming. There's that 3rd base. Tanks coming out and being spread. Very likely that Scan pushes into this area to take this as his 4th base. I do like that he has the Vulture up at that main base, by the way. Like, this is one of the main things, is you want to watch out for Protoss trying to take another main base. That's what you want to slow them from. But Mighty, I assume he's going to try to take this base next. This is the most likely location. Then he'll have a very solid 5 bases, and after some scuffling, he'll likely be able to secure another main base. All right, with that starport ready, I don't... Like, he made the add-on a while ago, but I don't think we've seen a drop ship as of yet, or a science vessel. Actually, doesn't really have gas for a science vessel right now. Took a little Vulture harass coming in. A couple more probes going down. More gates being added in here. Stasis is done for the Arbiter, so he's just about the energy for a stasis. I don't know if this is going to be a good attack. I don't think so. This doesn't look very good. Good spread here from Scan. And, oh, that is an amazing stasis right there. Mighty might actually be able to break a lot of tanks after a stasis like that. So many of the units here of Scan getting frozen all together. And look at that. Very well executed attack here from Mighty. But the siege tanks do go back a little bit deeper, so still has a little bit of a defense here. The Dragoons have taken quite a bit of damage, but Mighty continues to move forward, picking off more and more siege tanks. Uh-oh, it is getting very tough right now. The Zealots just running in, continuing to attack. Getting us around here on these stasis units. Now, is Scan going to be able to field a big enough army to actually block this and stay alive? Yeah, it seems so. A lot of that was already injured. A lot of damage was being dealt to the Arbiter there as well. So, ooh, that was a great Mind Drag. Oh my god. But Scan does end up holding it. So let's just try to take stock of where we're at. Worker count, that's close enough. All right, that's good. 56 on 3 bases for Terran. You're pretty happy. 64 is a solid probe count for Protoss. Protoss is on 4 bases here. He does have a second Stargate now for Arbiters. I like that. And yeah, he's got a very solid amount of 10 gateways. Up here, we are on 6 factory. Honestly, that wasn't as bad for Scan as it looked like it was going to be. I think that overall it was a pretty good move for Mighty. You can see his supply is up pretty significantly high, and he's working on getting another base up now. But Scan held on. And if Mighty had one more base doing that, and had an attack of that quality, that would be, like, he'd be very far ahead right now. But as is, it's really not all that bad. And with the now lower count of Dragoons and lower map presence of Protoss after a situation like that, you actually get your Vultures, like, gain value out on the map. Like, look at the map, right? It's very dark for Mighty overall. He is starting to make some more Dragoons and bring them out, but, you know, if you take a certain amount of units off the map, Vultures just get a little bit better. So the 5th base is coming up here in this other natural. If he can secure this is going to be an easy one for him. Science vessel on the way here for Scan. Floats over his 4th command center. Laying a few mines here and there. Some turrets and siege tanks as well. Mighty coming across the map. He has a lot of supply, 173, but 137 will be able to hold on against that. Looks like he has 1 stasis. This one not enough yet. Going to take a little bit before he gets that out. All right, coming over right now. I don't know about this. I think Scan definitely has enough here once again. The attack in does come. Arbiter's taking some damage there from those missile turrets. The Vulture's absolutely demolishing a lot of Zealots here. There is, like, a stasis on the Vultures, but I don't... Yeah, this seems actually pretty good for Scan. I think Mighty's attack here definitely not doing what he was envisioning. Now, he does have another round of Zealots running in. Let's see if those get anything done. Okay, that second stasis helps a lot there. Removing that many Vultures and another siege tank from the fight. So Mighty is going to be able to get up here and kill off some of these tanks again. This battle is very reminiscent of what we saw the first time. Scan, though, this time does have to lift his command center. Runs away those SCVs as well. Some good mines being laid out here. Oh, the Observer does catch up. Oh, more rallies coming in. Is Scan going to be in some serious trouble? He really needs to hold on to this base. Really needs to retake this base as well. couple goons move commanding on top of that siege shank. The Arbiter's coming up with the rest of the army. Does have another stasis ready now as well. See how he ends up utilizing that. The Dragoons, citizens arrest here from the SCVs. Okay, stasis is a bunch of vultures. That feels like a very impulsive move, considering there was like a goon and 2 zealots left. I don't think that was super helpful. So Scan ends up holding, and let's retake a look at it. Scan's supply in comparison has actually gone up. Mighty's has stayed the same. Or I mean, I'm sorry. Scan's has the relationship that the supplies have to each other. Mighty's dropped in relation to Scans, and Scans went up in relation to Mighty's. It was like 170 against 140 at the beginning, and now it's like 140, 130. So. Wow, I am not speaking well today. Sorry about that. But anyways, I think that overall this was not a great attack from Mighty. He does have a 5th base up, so that's good, but I don't think he really made any headway. In fact, it feels like he's not in as good a position as he was before that attack. So Scan's siege and spread with mines, doing a fantastic job so far. EMP on the way. Right now up at 8 factories, has his 4 bases. And now the Vulture's going to get on the map. Like I talked about last time, right? You trade out all those units. Vultures build very quickly. They move very quickly. They gain a lot of power when you take units off the map. So they come down and are going after these cannons. I mean, this many 3-2 Vultures are going to just rip these cannons apart. You can see Mighty very quickly trying to get down here with all of his units. Scan getting in on top of these probes right now. And a stasis there as well. God, he spends stasis like it's absolutely nothing. And I mean, I don't know. I think that this was good harassment from Scan. And look at this now, 153 to 165. The probes fall below the SCVs for the first time. Looks like we did have a recall over here at the 4th base of Scan during all that. But Scan not losing many SCVs. Plenty of units coming up, going to be able to help clear that out as well. And yeah, I think that Scan is basically stabilized. These attacks have not been doing it against him. But look at this. This is beautiful for Mighty. 5 Arbiters, 6 Arbiters. 2 more on the way, so he's going to have 8 Arbiters, which is kind of crazy. Nice EMP does catch this one. Very, very low on health now. But Arbiters, I mean, the higher number you get, the more powerful. Obviously, if they're stacked like this and EMP hits, that's pretty painful for Protoss. But, you know, the amount of stasises and or recalls that he can throw down right now is pretty amazing. Let's see how he chooses to utilize them. Doesn't quite get that vessel as of yet. All right, gonna attack in. 1 stasis goes down. Oh, that's a beautiful stasis right there. The siege shank's behind, though. This is actually a blocking line for the Zealots. Yeah, so he pulls the Zealots back, goes up towards that 4th base. Definitely the right call here. Scan has got to unsiege and bring his units forward. SCV's being drilled out. He's going to give up the base for now to make sure he doesn't lose too many SCVs, doesn't lose the command center as well. And as the siege shanks come around their frozen brothers, they are going to be able to push everything back. Definitely going to be important at this point for a lot of Goliaths to be added in. The amount of Arbiters is pretty crazy. Like, Mighty is able to control these battles pretty darn well with those stasises. Look at this. The command center getting very, very low. Looks like he will be able to save it, though. During this time, Mighty not getting an additional base up. So he's actually still 5 base against 4. Very, very doable for Terran here. I feel like, you know, here's the thing, though. 1 base, 2 base, very healthy. This one's almost gone. This one is gone. What you need as Terran is 2 mining bases. So he actually still has a very good amount of time on these mineral patches. Whereas with Mighty, look at that. Basically empty, empty. This one's getting lower. This says about, you know, 2/3 of what Scan's third has. Not too many probes here, honestly. And this one's very healthy. But it's basically turning into 2 base income against 3 base income. But Scan has been taking a lot of battles very, very well. He's staying as active as he can on the map. His upgrades are absolutely phenomenal. I think he's going to be able to take this game. Like, look, 157 to 185, and Mighty does not have a bank right now. Looking not too bad. Flies into these missile turrets here once again. Ooh, actually loses the Arbiter. A little bit sloppy there from Mighty, no doubt. Scan making a wider spread here with these siege tanks. Ooh, those mines. Absolutely fantastic mines. Those Zealots getting just torn apart there. Looks like some Vultures have run by towards this new 6th base location. Zealot has cleared this area, so Mighty definitely going to be thinking about taking that base as well. A little bit of scuffling going on over here outside the Terran main. Mighty is starting that +1 air attack as well. Getting ready for a possible carrier transition. I don't think his economy is anywhere near big enough now, but if the game goes super long, you can find a way to add carriers in as well. Thing is, Scan is like marching towards max, and you don't want to attack yet. You probably do want to wait for another round or two off of your factories, but that means that Mighty has to be really cognizant of when this army is going to move out. He has to be ready in his arc. He's got to have his spells, you know, handy, and he's got to really make sure that he does not get plowed through, because the scaling of the Terran army is so strong. The Arbiter's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting when Scan attacks. All right, here we go. Scan's starting to come down. Great EMP on that first one. Has another. He has enough energy for another. Oh my god, he got all the Arbiters. Okay, at this point, I think Scan can unsiege everything and just go. He should bring every single unit he has, because the Gateway army just can't hold up against this mech right now. The only advantage he has here is the Cloak and the High Ground. The Cloak doesn't really count because you can just scan and you have the vessels, but that's it. It's like 3-1 upgrades are not bad. Mighty did a fantastic job with upgrades. I can't fault him on that regard. 3-1 is very good for Protoss. But 3-3 for Terran is the ultimate. 3-3 mech is the greatest force in the universe. Well, other than carriers and arbiters together. All right, here we go. Scan getting ready for this attack. Again, no energy on those arbiters. A terrible situation here for Mighty. Sends a lot of the arbiters home. Probably a good choice so he doesn't lose them. Here we go. Starts to take a fight in the center. Honestly, I don't think you even need to siege. I think it's all about moving quickly. You know, you have a couple of minutes before arbiters get from 0 to stasis energy. So you kind of need to get in position before that. Scan coming down. Looks like he's going to cut the map in half. He does have this 5th base up in mining now as well. Scan goes down. The siege tank count just phenomenal here. Oh, a recall occurs up at 12 o'clock. Looks like a vessel is waiting for it, but Scan did not spot it. So the recall will slow everything down a little bit. Fresh Arbiter doing a great job of trying to buy some time here. In fact, he's going to lose that command center. So that is a nice move from Mighty, but he is going to lose bases as well during this. Oh, single DT comes out. There's a lot going on the map. We'll see how many kills he ends up getting. Oh my god, already 6. Absolutely crazy. Does put that Scan down and ends that DT's reign of terror. Another command center being made for this 4th base to be retaken. Siege tanks filtering up into this main base. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of DTs popping out. Very normal for defense in a situation like this. Runs one of them away. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for Scan still, I think, right? Like, Mighty does have more supply. Oh, this is a little bit sloppy, though. You got to be careful not to lose this army. If Mighty can eliminate, like, 12 tanks, that would be huge. I mean, it's still kind of scary to attack into those because, you know, they just have so much firepower, but they are kind of out in the middle of the map alone. You never want tanks completely alone. You really do need things like vultures with them. So look at this. He does jump upon them. A stasis goes down. Continues to push. More siege tanks coming to help out. Oh, this is a little bit sloppy here for Scan. This does look like a situation where we might see the battle taken very, very nicely for Mighty. Look at the amount of siege tanks that are falling. Looks like another flanking unit comes in, though. Mighty does have to pull back. Mighty continuing to rally out as much as he can. He's retaking, well, taking for the first time a main in the top left. He's lost all of his bottom right here. Still has healthy minerals. Nope. Oh, a few carriers popping out. Okay-ish minerals. And yeah, this base is actually going to be extremely important. He has to get this up and mining. Let's take a look at Scan floating over his new command center from the base that he lost there. Obviously completely out on these two. This one is just about out. And remember what I said before. You need 2 mining bases. 1 mining base doesn't give you anything. Oh, this is a pretty decent engagement for Protoss at the beginning. He has to pull back, though. Yeah, beautifully timed pullback there. Great retreat. Started taking that battle quite well, but when those Zealots dry up, just like when you're watching PvZ, if the Zealots dry up, Dragoons die very, very quickly. Well, Goliath's getting some serious damage down this Arbiter. 4 carriers coming out. Scan, not really ready for that. Yeah, he's just now starting to make rounds of Goliath. So, I mean, there's been enough battles this game that it seems like he just didn't check for this possibility. Now, look at this double stasis. Uh-oh. This is actually a folly here from Scan. It felt like he was in a very good position overall this game. But when you see carriers, it is a very Terran thing to do to just kind of frantically attack because you know your ground army is so much better than theirs. But then stuff like this happens where he lost like 5 tanks. And now he's going to lose, what is this, 9 more tanks? That's a ridiculous amount. That is like more than the value of the carriers, right? It's pretty crazy. All right, some vultures going up to this new base. We'll see if they're able to find some significant damage. All right, Scan bringing his army up. I think he does need to try to save this. That's a good stasis. Another stasis. Wow. Well, this is getting kind of, like, comical, isn't it? He's stasising everything. In the meantime, going after this command center. Even a probe here. I'm not sure why. To help out, I guess. Scan's income not looking super hot at the moment. Looks like both of these cannons taking some significant damage, but not enough left over from Scan to kill it. He is mining here. And barely over here, so he really needs this army to unfreeze and come help. No doubt about that. Now, walking through a minefield, going to lose a lot of these Dragoons, unfortunately. Looks like this base not going to be mining for much longer. We have more Goliaths coming out. Now it's looking like Mighty is pulling pretty well ahead. The fact that he has this base so healthy, plus this base, and he's still got cannons here, he's making DTs and everything. And he's got the carriers and arbiters. That's like full Protoss tech right there. Only thing we haven't seen yet is Psystorm. And I don't think we will this game. It's pretty low economy, to be honest. Oh, this mineral base going to be under fire as well. He's going to bring his Goliaths down. I mean, even minerals at this point, very, very useful for Scan. Looks like this carrier, a little bit sloppy, will get picked off by the turrets and Goliaths. Carrier count getting pretty scary. Oh, God. Was this a recall on that army that got unfrozen for the center? Looks like it came over here and will get cleaned up without really doing any damage. Kills a couple of units and, like, 2 cannons. Not what he was looking for, unfortunately. But the Goliaths with fantastic upgrades, fighting back against these carriers. They're not dealing much damage anymore. Can definitely pick off those interceptors very, very quickly. Still good production here for Scan. Let's take a look over at Mighty's base. Another attack upgrade. Let's see exactly. I think he has +2 already. Yeah, so that's +3 on the way. Pretty crazy. And here comes the Arbiter. Oh, I would love to see that picked off. Beautiful pickoff, but where are the Siege Tanks? Goliaths alone against Dragoons. Not the best fight, even though he's got good upgrades. Dragoons do trade favorably here. All right, turning those Goliaths around. Unfortunately, they are all being picked off. This is looking very grim now. This base is going to fall. And that means Scan falls to just this one base. Which means he can probably afford about 4 units at a time right now. Not a very good situation for our Terran player. 150 supply to 87. You know, it's not that Mighty has a lot of economy or anything. He's getting low everywhere as well. But it just doesn't look like there's going to be any opportunity to actually kill this. Like, mass DTs are coming out. It's stretching that multitasking even more. It looks like Scan can get one more really decent-looking army. Look at this, a couple more Arbiters. I really like this kind of switch back into Arbiter from here as well. Really equalizes his gas count a little bit, but also it adds so much because you know your opponent's making a lot of Goliaths. So getting a few more Arbiters for those stasises can really change the tide of the battle. And of course, like I said, Carrier Arbiter is about the strongest thing in the whole world. All right, the Siege Tank's being spread here. Goliath's zoning everything for him. Zoom out a little bit. I love the zoom out feature in Remaster, by the way. It's amazing to see the overall flow of this battle. SCVs going down. Ooh, landed that a little bit off. That is the natural CC. Ooh, and there's the stasis that we were talking about, right? 4 less Goliaths in this battle make it so much harder to deal with. Goliath's gonna pick off one of the carriers very quickly. That's what +3 attack on a Goliath will do for you. Mighty, no idea that this base has been retaken. Oh, Scan might be able to actually kill this base off now as well. Yeah, kills off the DT. Nothing being made of those gates, so it looks like that one could end up dying. Now, counterattack going to take out this command center. Multiple Arbiters coming as well. Scan needs to clear this slowly. Just be careful not to be losing things. This game is really getting decided any moment now. Uh-oh, Scan might end up losing his entire army. Is he going to get the command center over here? It looks like he might still, but not enough anti-air. 4 more Goliaths up here that came out of that stasis, but that's going to be it. Mighty takes game number 1 in an epic fashion.